Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is another podcast by yours truly, the Angry British Conservative. And this week, this is going back a few weeks back now, on I think it was the 3rd of March, the Wednesday, the day before my 28th, there was the budget. Now, when I talk about the budget, I'm talking about the United Kingdom budget, which is where they talk about how they're going to do the money flow across the United Kingdom for the whole year. And I was reading it through, and there's one thing that got my attention, which was the 1% pay rise for the NHS. Now, if you don't know what the NHS is, if you're not from here, it's not the National Honour Service like you guys in the United States. It is called the National Health Service, which is where you could say, get free healthcare, and you put a bit in your tax-paying money, and you get free healthcare out of it. But it's not really free, but it is free because it's not free compared to like some nations like the United States, where, for example, if I hit my arm or something, I've broken my wrist or something, I would have to pay for that outright. But over here, you don't. Unless you are not a British resident, but that's another thing entirely. The point I'm getting is the 1% pay rise. Now, I was reading a Guardian article, and on the 6th of March, back on the Saturday, that was, and there was a furious flood of rage of this 1% pay rise. Let me cut to the point, okay? Yes, okay, they do a great work, the NHS. They save lives every day, and so on. That is entirely great, and I'm grateful for them. They helped me with my appendix. I don't disagree. This is going back a few years ago when I had my appendix out, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But the point I'm getting is, right, the 1% pay rise. People are angry about it. I just wish people would actually think with their heads and not their hearts. Seriously. Yes, it is a bit depressing. They get their 1% pay rise. But here's the thing. Okay? They're being all emotional about it and everything else. Look, these doctors, these nurses chose this career. No one put a gun to their head and forced them to get this job. It is their job. Not that I'm not grateful for them doing it, but they chose to do it, okay? And this idea of some nurses were going to go on strike, seriously? Why? They chose this profession. I don't see why anyone should really get angry about it, okay? Yes, okay. And the thing is, you get ads around the place saying, look them in the eye and tell them they're only worth an extra £3.50 a week. Well, I'm sorry, wait a minute. For the rest of us, in the rest of the world, you get a flat wage and that's it. You don't get a pay rise. If you get angry about it, you don't get a pay rise. Come what may. I'm sorry, but regardless what you do, you should be given that wage or whatever you agreed with, not just because you are some profession which is a little bit more than others. What's the word? How can I put this? Not dangerous, but just because you're saving a life does not mean you should be paid more. At the end of the day, you chose that career. I mean, yes, the thing is, right, we have a military, okay? The British Armed Forces, I personally think they deserve a pay rise. Why not? They need money. They're sacrificing their lives every day as God sends. For you, me, and everyone to breathe in freedom, in a democracy. So, no, I don't agree with this anger grows after offer of 1% pay rise at NHS. Simply get a grip. I know it's harsh, I know it's a bit blunt, but it's the truth. Get a grip. Oh, and one more thing. They should be lucky they're in a job. Some of us, like myself, are unemployed, and that's not a good thing. Just saying, they've got a job to go to. They should be still lucky they've got a job to go to. Anyways, peace.